I started off really riding with my brother. We used to go out on bike rides just like kids do. I was probably about 12, 13 years old. I started racing in 1969 and I'd been going out for a couple of years with my brother and his friends and with the Cyclist Touring Club. And then we got to know some of the racing lads who were around at the time, and we joined the City Road Club in Hull and started racing from them in 1969. That was the first year that I rode races. I think this one is when I was a junior and when I was riding 25-mile races on the A1 near Blythe. Long hair and an old-fashioned style bike, but then that's what it was like. He used to race with all the bikes were like what you would call a standard road bike now. The clothing was just a jersey and shorts, these sort of woolen shorts and things. No aerodynamics, no disc wheels or carbon fibre or anything like that. It was all steel frames and drop handlebars and things. We used to ride team time trials, we used to ride all sorts of things. There's one there with me riding with another lad in the club called Andy Fisher. The club kit has changed a little bit. It used to be yellow with 3 purple stripes on. These were yellow with a sort of purple and yellow stripes like that. These are a little bit more up-to-date ones. Well, not up-to-date, but a little bit more sort of 1980s, I guess. And they were hidden cables there, hidden brake cables. They were really trendy and up-to-date. And then you move on to the more modern things. That was in the 1980s, and then this, since I've started riding more recently, I've got a more aerodynamic bike with the triathlon bars on and the aerodynamic helmets and things like that, skin suits, disc wheels. A lot of these are just taken in local time trials. Most of the time it's really riding on an aerodynamic bike, a time trial bike, but we do have events with road bikes where you ride just on your road bike with normal, well, a little bit like the old bikes, drop handlebars and so on. And we have some cyclocross events, which I've got a gravel bike now, and I've enjoyed riding some of the cyclocrosses that our club organises. So there's a few photographs here of riding my gravel bike in the cyclocrosses, and sometimes it's nice weather, it's good and dry, and it's almost like riding on the road. But other times it's very muddy, and you get things like this where they're it's thick mud and you're absolutely blathered. Looks as if I've only got one leg on there because I'm just getting off the bike and my other leg's around the back. But things have changed a lot. The new bikes, the modern bikes, the aerodynamic bikes are so much faster. The times are so much faster on these than they were on the what you would call a road bike now, drop handlebar bike. But yeah, great. It's time trialing, racing over the ages.
Well, I met David's dad when I was 19, and we've been married for 43 years now, so that's many years of cycling. And in my youth, when I didn't mind getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I used to go to races with him on a weekend, and if they were a long way away, we'd get up at 4. I'd drive across to Anlaby, which is about 15 miles away, to leave my car there, get in the car with him, and then if it was a time trial, I'd see him once, just go zoop, and that was it.
So my earliest memories of my dad cycling was, he would tell us a lot about these stories when he used to start when he was kind of 13, 14. He would be racing and he would be doing time trials, which are traditionally kind of a set distance. You set off individually and the fastest person to cover that distance on their own tends to win. And he would be doing these 10 miles or 25 mile or 50 mile. For me, that felt like a huge achievement to be able to cover 50 miles as quick as possible. But he would tell me about these, in a very modest way, these records that he was breaking. And I remember specifically him talking about how he was the fastest junior bike racer over 25 miles in the whole country at one point.
There's one of these as well. This is an interesting one. In I think 2016, Bradley Wiggins came to ride one of our club time trials on a fast course near Hull, and at that time he was the world champion, the Olympic champion, and the national British champion over in the time trial, and he came to ride one of our events, and somebody took this picture of me just starting the event, just the same event, and on the back of it it says the day I raced Sir Bradley Wiggins, Saturday the 16th of May 2015, and the V718 is the course. So it was a chap in our club who was taking some of the photographs. So that was the day I actually rode against the world champion in a club time trial.
So I started cycling properly when I was 17, 18, when I got to university, and I felt like there was finally this real reason for myself and my dad to start clicking, to really start exploring having more time together, most of that being on the bike. You go out for a bike ride, you're on the bike for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, and you're talking, you get kind of getting to know each other again, which was wonderful. And I could see a spark in my dad's eye when I became more interested in racing, and he started to see that there was a commitment there and a drive and a dedication that I was kind of showing, where he could impart knowledge, he could support me in whatever way that was, whether it's supporting me by lending me equipment or giving me equipment or helping with the mechanics or giving me tips on how to go about racing or introducing me to different people.
The earliest memories, that's what it is, getting up early and going to the races. And again, like Dave, I was really proud of him, and he rode miles and still does. He still on a Sunday rides miles.
I think my dad's always been someone who I've looked up to. Someone not just in terms of cycling that I've looked up to, but just somebody in general. I was really lucky that having a dad and parents like mine, I was always really, really well supported.